Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is DG Chichester, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
All right, kids. I completely stole this from Justin. Are you ready to get Termini? Almost sounds like you're saying pink eye. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Marvel Tales. That's right. We're going to be covering the first half of the Terminus Factor, another annual event from the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
But I am Phil, and joining me, as always, that giant of podcasting, it is.
Justin the Owl, evolving into another life form before your eyes.
He's just hanging out in a volcano right now.
That's right.
That joke
Just
will make
waiting.
sense in a couple minutes.
Yeah. Waiting for somebody to discover me, scoop me up into a can.
This reminded me how much I miss West Coast Avengers.
Yes, me too.
Which we'll get to in part 2.
Yeah.
Sweet kids. All right, so.
Now, did you collect these when these came out initially, Phil, in 1990?
You know what? Some of them I got after the fact. Like, I remember, like, I got the first 2, and I don't know what happened after that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said you have them all. Did you get them all brand new?
I did, yeah. When I was a sucker for these annual crossovers, like ever since when we covered the Evolutionary War, like that was what kind of hooked me. And so when I got most of them actually for the next 3 or 4 years, when they did these annual crossovers, I would try to get as many of them as I could. And this one, I liked most of it, yeah. But yeah, I remember being really excited for it in the beginning because I think the last time that we had seen Terminus before this was, in a sense, the Evolutionary War because it was his armor that was being used. Before that, I think it was an Avengers story. So it had been a while since we had seen anything of Terminus, I think.
Or was it Quasar Annual 7? Because Quasar had an encounter with him, which if you read this event, you'll never hear that.
That's right. I forgot about that. That was he had just appeared in Quasar like within the first.
It was like right around the Acts of Vengeance time. So so it was pretty. Yeah. And again, I love Quasar, kids. I did over 150 episodes of a Quasar podcast, but in part, we'll get into this in this part and next week. It's just like every annual in this event had to mention at least once. Well, Quasar had an encounter with him.
But we don't see him. Yeah. Well, we just see him briefly. Yeah.
I know, but it's just, oh, hey, you guys should. But I was waiting for an editor's note. They didn't give I don't think they really didn't give any editors notes. Like, hey, Quasar 7.
Yeah.
They even mentioned Spider-Man, I think, until like the last mention of it. It's like, oh, yeah, well, he was cosmically powered.
That was kind of weird. Yeah.
Okay, you know why I probably kind of dropped off on this event? I'm usually good for like one event, like back in that time.
Mm-hmm.
We also had, as we'll get to in 2 weeks, kids, the Life Form crossover. I was all in the Life Form. So
yeah, that was the same year, wasn't it? Yeah, That's right.
Instead of one big huge one, kids, we got like those 2. Man, oh wait, was this 1992? Days of Future Present, which
with Fantastic Four and
all the X books,
Was that 90 as well?
Yeah, 1990. Wow. Yeah, so there was instead of one big event, they did 3 mini events, which I'm sure are probably different editors and stuff on each one. But
yeah, different editorial groups. But yeah, wow, I didn't realize those were all in the same year. That's wild.
I know.
I love it.
So I was all the way in on those other 2. So that's why I think I kind of got lost by the wayside for me.
Right.
But we might have to do that. We should do that maybe one of those next summer, the Days of Future Present.
Definitely. And I saw another one too that we should cover at some point when I was going through the Subterranean Wars. Do you remember that one? Yeah, I think that was 1992.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
91 or 92.
either the next year or the year after. Yeah,
Yeah, that one was really good.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so should we jump into these? Because yeah, we're gonna in 5 issues. We're gonna do the first 3 this week. So
yeah, we're covering the first 3 parts, and most of them have synopses.
yes, the last one tonight won't, and the third one next week won't, but
Yeah,
we can walk it through. But
yeah.
But just like I find it interesting that even in the solo annuals, which are the Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor annuals, none of them are solo in any of their annuals.
Right. That's true.
They at least have one hero helping them. So
yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. And then they had the Avengers ones at the end. The team books were the ones where they ended the story. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, kids. So yes, part 1 of the Terminus Factor was Captain America Annual number 9 from in September 1990. God, a 64-page annual for $2 whole, kids.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Those
were the days.
I know. Remember back then, I think we thought $2 was a lot.
Yeah.
I would kill for that now. For a regular issue.
I don't think of how many you could get every week. It'd be amazing.
I know. All right. So, yeah, Captain America Annual number 9. Yeah, like I said, September 1990. The Terminus Factor, Stage 1. You are what you eat. I'm sorry. Isn't it like a chili cook-off or something?
Well, fish fry, you know.
Oh yeah, fish fry. That's what it is. Yeah. We can't swim. Okay. Writers Roy and Dan Thomas, penciler Jim Valentino, inker Sam De La Rosa, letterer Gene Simic, and editor Ralph Macchio. Oh yeah, we do have backups in this too, which were actually on the Marvel Unlimited app. So
yeah, and they were really good ones too.
Yeah. All right. So while exploring the insides of a volcano in Washington State with an experimental shielded capsule, Captain America and Dr. Ramona Napier unleash a Termini strand while which affects I think someone whoever wrote this is messing me up, which affects the area wildlife. When the townspeople and Iron Man, there's your team up this issue, eat the infected fish, all go into a rage. Iron Man and Captain America battle with Cap baiting Iron Man into landing in the snowfall. The Star-Spangled Avenger determines that cold conditions kill the infection. Iron Man and the townspeople return to their senses. Everyone wonders if this scare has passed, but the story ends with an enraged, infected grizzly bear on a rampage in the Washington woods.
With the shadow of Terminus looming in the background.
I know.
Yeah. As the bear's eyes are glowing evilly.
So, yeah.
Was this the first time that you saw Jim Valentino's artwork?
I can't remember. It may have been. It was one of the first, if not the first. Yeah.
I think it was for me. I was trying to remember that. And yeah, I was a big fan of his. I love Guardians of the Galaxy that he did. I was trying to remember if that was before or after this annual, but I think
that series started in 1990, so it was probably pretty close. I mean, even if it had come out before this annual, it's probably only a few issues. So
yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed his stuff, and I thought he drew a great Iron Man and a great Captain America. Yeah, love to have seen more of both of those. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good issue. And again, for me to say, you know, a 90s Cap story not written by either Grunwald or Wade, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
well, it helps that it's Roy and Dan Thomas. I mean, that's and they wrote all of this. They wrote the whole Terminus Factor.
Yeah, I think they weren't they the regular writers on Avengers West Coast at this point too. So
yeah, I think they had just taken over from John Byrne. I think possibly. Yeah, if I remember right. Yeah, it was right around then. Yeah. So yeah, I think they had that was another reason probably that they tied everything up with the Avengers annuals at the end of the story. But it's another reason that it has a good cohesion to it.
Yeah.
Is that it's the same writers on each. Sometimes, as you know, when they get too many cooks in the kitchen with these crossovers, it can get a little muddled.
That was probably one of the big factors of why, they didn't do like full company-wide annual crossovers again, because it's like, man, there's too many writers, there's too much confusion.
Right. Too much going on, too many moving parts to keep track of. And Atlantis Attacks was like a perfect example of that. It was very complex. There was so much going on. I enjoyed that, but I can see where a lot of people probably didn't. But the more streamlined approach with having just one or two writers on this story, I think, really helped it.
But I just looked it up. But yeah, the cover date for this annual was September 1990. Guardians of the Galaxy #1 was June 1990. So
Oh,
it might
okay.
have been like 3-4 issues in when this came out. So
he had probably done the annual ahead of time before he started.
Yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's cool though. Yeah.
But yeah, he might have been the big name at this point. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, what did you think of this one, Phil? Did you like it?
I mean, I liked it. Yeah, I mean, and again, it's kind of nice. I assume that because it's the same writers that you get the evolution, the step up. Right now it was like microbes attacking people this issue, and then it's just going to keep escalating as we see. Now it's a bear.
Right. I kind of laughed too about the fish part. It made me think of the movie Airplane. Oh, he must have ate the fish. And it looks over at the plate. It's got the skeleton of the fish there, and he starts convulsing and stuff.
I know.
Oh, Iron Man ate the fish. He starts doing the whole thing that he was doing in the cockpit. It makes me chuckle every time.
And I love. I forgot this is the era where it's like, it's after the first Armor War, so it's like, is that Tony Stark in that suit? But
who is it? Yeah, who is the new mystery man? Yeah, they kept that going for a little while, didn't they? Who is the new Iron Man?
Yeah, because to the public, it's like, oh yeah, the original Iron Man died, and there's a new guy in there. So the Avengers are like, well, we know Tony Stark's not dead, so
yeah. And it's not Jim Rhodes, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be who's the new person? Yeah, it's Bethany Cabe. All right, leave us alone.
She did 300. She was one of the ones.
She did, yeah.
You know, one complaining that armor was like pressing her breast or something.
Yeah. We should cover that issue sometime.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we're gonna cover some of that Iron Man stuff.
Yeah, that's a fun one though. That 300 where they're all fighting Ultimo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna cover a bunch of that Len Kaminsky stuff, which yeah, it's sad because I tried to get an interview with him, and he's like in some kind of like assisted care thing or something. He's trying to get out, but I guess he was doing like a GoFundMe or something, or one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's been some progress with that. Yeah, that sounded like a bad situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with it, and it looks like he was getting money because he even made the comment on either Facebook or Twitter, where it's just like, oh yeah, it seems like it's easier to raise money than actually find a place to live and stuff.
Yeah, there's one silver lining about it. Yeah. What did you think of the backups in this one?
Yeah, these are good. Sorry, I should have did this beforehand, but I was bringing up the annuals on the. I was trying to bring up the annuals on the app here. I swear I type in the exact the number, the exact annual, and it like doesn't bring me right to the issue.
Yeah, you've got to go hunting for it.
There we go. And again, it's so weird on this, on the app. It starts with Captain America Annual 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird that they haven't put them all up there yet.
Some of them it jumps around, but they with Captain America, it seems like they have all of them from 3 all the way to 11. So again, you can't. It's Someone explained that to me, how it's like, why wouldn't you just put them all in?
Yeah. I've got one of those early ones, one of those Jack Kirby ones where he's fighting Magneto.
Yeah.
I love that one.
But yeah, this art is great. Yeah, just like you said, Cap and Iron Man, and
the story's good. It's exciting. It's got some mystery in it. You know, you kind of want to read the next part to figure out what's going on with these microbes and the fish and the bear and all that.
All right. Yeah, if you want, yeah, I can do. I think we have synopses for these backup stories too.
Yeah, we should at least talk about the first one there, because
yeah,
the soldier story. Yeah,
the soldier story. Okay, I don't have a synopsis for that. Okay, so yeah,
oh.
I thought I did. Sorry.
That's all right. Well, that's a good flashback to World War II time, basically. For
yes,
people who haven't read it. Yeah, it's written by, now this is a friend of the show, Ron Friends, isn't it, that wrote this? It's credited as Randall Friends, but
I don't know. That's what I'm not sure.
I thought that was
yeah, I'm not sure.
The same person.
Built by Randall Friend. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I was curious about that when I reread this and saw that.
Huh. I mean, it's got. It might be, because I was looking it up and it looks like, yeah, it might be crediting Randall. Yeah, some of his Thor stuff. Wait, no, maybe not. Because I see on this Thor collection, it's crediting Randall and Ron Friends. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he might be it. Yeah.
My brother. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. I wasn't sure if it was like a pseudonym that Ron was going by or something, but or different, like a nickname. But that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we got the great Mark Bagley on art in that one too.
Oh yeah, you know I love that.
Yeah, he draws a great Captain America.
But yeah, Senator Robert Rev Ralston, running for the co-chair of the Senate Defense Committee, holding this press conference or whatever, and gets guy tries to assassinate him.
Yeah,
I love that panel. Cap just like whips the shield at the assassin.
Yeah, knocks him right out, and he goes doubling over. It's so good.
Gets him right in the jaw with that shield.
Yeah. And then we get a flashback. Essentially, this guy was a part of like the Howling Commandos, basically, in World War II, and met Captain America and Bucky during a fight with the Red Skull's henchmen.
Freaking Red Skull. I mean, I know it's comics, but I mean, just wearing that swastika on his chest.
I know. Like, and then the sinister looking medieval castle way up in the mountains, like, you know, it's like the typical supervillain castle. Like, it couldn't get more perfect than that. You almost expect to see like bats and stuff flying around one of the steeples of the castle or something like that.
But I think that was like a trope, but they put in those old Captain America stories where like Nazis were always in a castle or something.
Yeah. They had usurped some old medieval castle and were using it to torture people in there. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Rebs in this flashback's having a run of bad luck, and when when they're all trying to storm the castle, they're like, how are we gonna get in? And there's like this little gate where Bucky and Reb can squeeze through and the rest of them can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume I don't know, they don't want to set off any alarms or make too much noise, but I'm like, couldn't you couldn't you batter your way through that thing with Cap's shield?
Yeah, or it might take too long, but
I guess. But yeah, it might make a ton of noise, I guess.
Yeah, they were trying to be stealthy.
So yeah, Reb and Bucky sneak their way in.
Yeah, and they find a way to knock the grate on top of the, I guess the Red Skull's lead torturer guy, who issues out one of my favorite insults in this: "Die, Americanish swine!" As he hurls Bucky against the wall.
This big buff bald guy with a mustache.
Yeah, he looks like he's from Indiana Jones movie, like he's about to get punched into a spinning helicopter blade.
Ah! What is that? What is that? Last Crusade with the tank where they blow, it like blows up the truck next to it or something. Yeah. Oh, he's got the swastika tattooed on his shoulder or something.
Yes, yeah, he's a lifer.
Yeah, this medieval torture chamber that could double for a Lilith Hellfire's bedroom. But yeah, just the Reb and Bucky having the break in and kind of stop the Nazis and free their prisoner. Oh yeah, who's this? Oh yeah. That's the other thing. They're trying to free. They've taken a hostage, Howard Stark and his wife.
Stark, yes, yeah, and Howard gets to punch one of the Nazi dudes in the face too.
Yeah,
love that stuff.
But then of course they're all making a run for it, and the running firefight outside. But then
did they ever do like a World War II story where Howard Stark invented like a prototype Iron Man armor or something like that?
I don't remember if they did it. It was probably something in the last few years, but yeah, like before like the MCU, I don't think they ever did a story like that.
I could see them doing that though.
Yeah,
having Howard building some type of like steampunk Iron Man outfit for World War II.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but I almost like don't want that to be that. It's like, we know Howard's smart, but I want like that to be like Tony's thing, his like
it should be Tony's thing. Yeah.
I mean, I like in the MCU, like Howard like can build the weapons and stuff, and he helped them with the shield, with the shield and everything. But
he's got connections to the other characters, but he wasn't actively involved in the action himself. I like that too. Yeah.
So yeah, Reb tells Bucky to get Howard and his wife on the plane, and then Reb's holding him off, and then he has to like jump on the plane at the last second.
Yep.
It's gonna pull a Tom Cruise.
He's totally. Cap hauls him to safety at the last second.
Yep, and then they see him recovering in the hospital in the present.
Yep. Yeah, I really like that one a lot. Man.
Oh yeah,
it's a good little story.
And then the other backup is a Nomad one, which is basically a prequel to Nomad #1.
Yeah, that limited series, right? Or was it the ongoing one?
You know what? It might have gone. Trying to remember. No, you know what? It might have been in the limited. Yeah. So I was going to say he changes his outfit, but I think I think that's what he was wearing in the limit. Oh yeah, to be continued in the Nomad limited series.
Limited series, okay, by Fabian. Yeah.
Because he changes to this, and then I think when he gets to the ongoing, that's when he like starts wearing like the trench coat and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets the kid. Yeah.
He even makes a comment in this story. He's like it's 100 degrees, and I'm wearing like this like Kevlar jacket.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired of sweating my ass off. I'm getting something cooler to wear.
Yeah, because when it opens, he's at a funeral in Georgia, and seems like a lot of these Nomad stories they wrote around this time was like always starts with like Bucky or Nomad having some connection to some young lady.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah, that's usually how they open them.
Because like even during the Mark Grunwald stuff, it was like Vagabond, and now it's like
yeah. And during Nomad's limited series, I think wasn't there?
Maybe. Oh, we got to do some Nomad too, some point.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, it's been ages since and I don't even remember that limited series, to be honest with you. So I would love to go back and.
Yeah, you know what? I know I have it, but yeah, it's been. God, I probably only read it once or twice because it
was good though. I remember what I did read of it was good, and I don't even remember if I read the whole thing.
Oh yeah, and then when Fabian takes over Thunderbolts, like he does like a follow up, that after the Nomad ongoing. So
yes, that's right.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like Nomad. He was a really cool character.
yeah. Oh, speaking of, by the end of the year, kids, if you haven't seen, we're getting a new Thunderbolts book.
Yeah,
very MCU centric lineup.
you could say that. Most of the
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think John Walker,
Red Guardian. Yeah. And who is it? The White Widow?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there's like one or two more, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very MCU-esque lineup.
I wonder why. Now they changed the release date to that film, didn't they? The Thunderbolts recently. That's been pushed back to another date.
Again, I don't know. I don't know what that strike is how it's going to affect a lot of this stuff. So,
yeah,
like the projects aren't finished. Yeah,
could push it back a ways.
I know it was supposed to be sometime next year, but
yeah, we shall see.
Oh no! If there's no new movies or TV shows, we might have to pick our own comics.
That's okay. I think we got enough. We got plenty to keep ourselves occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
O-ring.
Terminus ring.
Oh. They might. I think they did move Thunderbolts back. Now it's saying December 2024.
Oh, wow. That is.
Yeah.
Okay.
December 20th. It's going to be like a Christmas movie.
Nice. Just in time for the holidays.
Oh, ho, ho. Kill somebody. Oh, so God. Yeah. Harrison Ford. I can't wait for Thunderbolt Ross.
Get off my plane.
Get off my team. But yeah, the Nomad one was interesting. Yeah, because it's, basically investigating this girl's murder and stuff, or this death. And
roughing up some mob guys, which is what Nomad does best.
Yeah, because basically, like, her parents and, like, have, like, this standoff with, like, this mob guy because, like, the father of the girl's daughter is the mob guy, so.
And he takes his hand and while he's holding the glass and breaks it.
No.
Yeah, Nomad doesn't mess around.
So basically the end of this, it was just, everyone's got a thing going, and it's time to change stuff up, and that's when he basically takes off the Kevlar jacket and wears a tank top.
Yeah, that works for me. Show off those arms, Nomad. Do it.
and it's 1990 because he's got the mullet and he's got the huge sunglasses. Yeah,
the big giant visor, sunglasses, and the shotgun strapped to his back. He never had guns before this, but he's like, oh, it's 1990. We're gonna start doing it the extreme way.
Oh, on that belt, I see a pouch or two.
Yeah,
last page there.
My favorite biscuit.
Wandering biscuit.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I think the issue was, the annual was good. All the stories, sometimes you get like one backup. You might think there's a clunker or something, but I thought everything was pretty good in this book.
I thought so too. All three stories were really good. They had good creative teams. And it was a good start to like I said, it made you want to read the next story, the next chapter of this, and find out what's going on. It was a good way to introduce the storyline, the Terminus Factor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we jump to part 2?
Yes, I love this one actually.
Yeah. Because we introduce Iron Man gets to team up with someone else. All right. Oh, I thought I hit. Sorry, I thought I hit the link here. Okay. All right. All right. Part 2, Iron Man Annual 11, from September 1990. The Terminus Factor, Part 2. If the Termini come. Okay.
Oh my.
Oh my. All right.
If the Termini come, keep your
Mm.
eyes closed.
Oh no, we have a different writer on this one. That's right. I forgot. Writer Roy Thomas.
Oh no, without Dan. Okay.
Yeah, no, Roy Thomas. Penciler Tom Morgan, inker Randy Emberlin, colorist Nelson Yomtov, letterer Janice Chiang, and editors Len Kaminsky and Howard Mackey.
Oh, okay.
So Len was editing this at least.
Nice. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tom Morgan's artwork too. He's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
He draws a great Iron Man.
Yeah.
I remember a bunch of years ago there was this Iron Man fan site, and the dude had like every issue basically reviewed on there, and every suit that Iron Man ever had, and all this other stuff. But for some reason, he had this spite against Tom Morgan's artwork. Every single issue that was illustrated by Tom Morgan, he just ragged on it. I was like, "Damn, dude, just get off this. We've beaten this horse into the glue factory. All right, we get it. You don't like Tom Morgan, but." I always liked his artwork. I thought he did a great Iron Man, and I think he draw a Wonder Man issue that we reviewed not too long ago.
I think so. Yeah.
On Wondercast.
Was that one? Is that one of those one of the older ones we did? Was it the
I think so.
Mirror or the other one, or the Wonder Man #1? Yeah.
I think he did the artwork in that.
Yeah. Tom Morgan's a great artist.
Yeah, it was, and he draws a great Machine Man, as we see. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Did he do work on Machine Man?
I think he did.
So yeah, maybe that's. I was trying to remember if that's why they maybe brought him in, because he had done some work on Machine Man.
Possibly, yeah. I can't remember, but maybe.
But yeah, no, Tom Morgan's a great artist. Kids, I'll call out someone's artwork if I don't think it's the best. See that Frank Miller Wolverine cover.
And the covers keep coming too. It's like a new one every month.
I know.
Oh, God.
Your mother's a whore.
And she draws like one too. Oh. Frank Miller's like, this is what I'm giving you. If you don't like it,
Your whole family can suck it.
That's right.
Cashing my check. Going home.
He's got some cigars to buy, damn it.
So okay. Who was he? Bill Clinton?
You don't want to know where those cigars have been.
Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
All right. A strange microbe that had infected a bear in Georgeville, Washington, has transformed it into a titanium consuming robot. The robot, known as a Termini, crashes into the cabin home of Gears Garvin, inhabited by Machine Man and Peter Spaulding. Machine Man attacks the thing, but the Termini eats his robotic arm. Machine Man fears that it may try and eat the disembodied head of his love, Jocasta, who, again, I mean, just something we covered not too long ago. They're like, oh, yeah, the Avengers fished her head out of the ocean after the Evolutionary War.
I love how that was all that survived. Just her head was just bobbing in the water. Okay.
And tries to get the head to safety. Peter Spaulding tries to run interference for Machine Man at the cost of his own life. Yeah.
Poor Peter. Yikes. Yeah, that was some dark stuff, man. That
I know.
Snapped his spinal column. I was like, wow. They weren't messing around in 1990.
Meanwhile, Tony Stark takes a tour of the Seattle plant of Banetronics Incorporated with CEO Sunset Bane. Before long, Sunset excuses herself when she discovers that some of her technicians have found the dysfunctional body of Machine Man. She has Machine Man brought down to a secret laboratory where she uses his body as a template to create her own version of Machine Man. But before long, the Termini tracks Machine Man down the Banetronics and attacks the building. Tony Stark switches to Iron Man and fights with the thing. I miss the days of the secret identity. It's just like, yeah.
I'll be right back.
I swept Mr. Stark to safety. Yes.
Yeah.
The real I forget how many stories I read back then where it's just like, Iron Man's fixing something or doing something with electronics, and it's, whoever's standing there is like, boy, this Iron Man must be almost as smart as Tony Stark himself.
Yeah, where is Tony, by the way? Has anybody seen him?
Now I'm his bodyguard. I won't let him near this dangerous situation.
Yeah.
But before long, Tony Stark switches to Iron Man and fights with the thing. The real Machine Man awakens and helps Iron Man fight the Termini. They disable the robot by pouring a vat of molten metal on top of it. Because, yes, kids, cold's not working this time. So this time it's the extreme heat.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, a news report is broadcast revealing that dozens of shape-shifting robotic animals have emerged from Georgeville, Washington, and are heading towards the city's industrial centers in search of titanium to consume. Returning to the cabin, Machine Man learns of the death of Peter Spaulding. He vows vengeance against the Termini and is determined to destroy them at any cost.
Yeah. Things are escalating quickly in the Terminus Factor.
Yes. Yeah, this is oh good, we have synopsis for all the backups in this one. All right. But yeah, I mean the Captain America's, like we said, I love the Captain America annual, but it seemed like in this story there was a lot more going on. I mean,
yeah.
You have to introduce Machine Man, got to bring him in.
We get a new character, Sunset Bane, who I think was this one of her first appearances, or had she been around before that?
I'm not sure. I think she might have been around. Maybe not Iron Man. I'm trying to remember. She was maybe a Machine Man villain or something. But
okay.
I think she had been around before. Yeah. Because I think I know they had called her. Was it Madam
Menace? And that was the part initially that confused me about this when I was reading it the first time, because she just kind of all of a sudden shows up in this bodysuit, but it still kind of looks like her. Like she's not really doing anything to conceal her face. But then later on in the issue, she says, it's a good thing that I ditched my Madam Menace mask so that Iron Man won't suspect anything or something like that. I thought, oh, that's kind of weird. Was she wearing a mask? Like, I don't get it, but
okay, I'm looking at an origin here, and yeah, she might have been she might have been some early Iron Man. Yeah, Sunset Bane was born, just like all great supervillains, was born and raised in San Diego, California.
Oh, you know the things I've done.
She had a genius intellect and became an expert in advanced technology. As a young girl, she met robotic genius Dr. Abel Stack and was impressed by his...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So she is a Machine Man. Okay.
Yeah. She attended MIT, where she seduced undergraduate Tony Stark into revealing the security codes for Stark Industries. Shortly thereafter, a force of masked men invaded and stole several prototypes. Within a year, Banetronics Incorporated was founded, and Sunset broke it off with Stark. While Banetronic maintained a spotless reputation, Sunset assumed the Madam Menace persona and sold high-tech weaponry to criminals through an underground seasonal catalog of armaments.
Seasonal catalog, I love it. In your fall catalog, you have nuclear armaments.
Oh yeah. So she was part of the short-lived new enforcers that showed up in Web of Spider-Man, and then nothing got done with them. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Spider armor,
the new enforcers. Yeah.
Which Loaf and I covered. Yes, but yes, they set up this new enforcers thing, and I don't think they ever did anything with it.
I don't think they did
Web
either.
100.
They had this massive group, and it just never did anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's been. I'm looking. Yeah, she's been around.
I'll have to read more Machine Man stuff, because I'm definitely not up to snuff when it comes to that.
Oh, I'm seeing Iron Man Volume 3, number 19. Marvel Comics Presents Volume 2, number 12. Yeah, Machine Man 17, 18. This annual, the Web of Spider-Man stuff we said. Yeah, there's some some Volume 3 Iron Man seems to be where she's showing up.
Interesting. Okay.
She did some stuff with Taskmaster. Oh, Punisher War Journal number 17.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and some Marvel Comics presents 8 through 11. So
Yeah, she's got a few appearances. Interesting.
Mhm.
I'll have to read more of her stuff. I thought she was a cool character for this, especially for this story.
she seems like somebody. Yeah, she shows up for I don't know, an arc or two, and then maybe like drops out of sight for a couple years, pops back up.
Yeah.
Madam Menace, when you can't get Madam Mask on the phone.
and her bodysuit is kind of reminiscent of Madam Mask too. It's like, yeah, I wonder if that was intentional or not.
Well, Tony Stark has a type.
He does. Absolutely.
Bad girls.
Yep.
Okay, this first backup, this is so weird to me because we get these in the rest of these annuals. Media Watch, because this one this story is KSNN televised news report narrated by broadcaster Ron Wynn and Jennifer Kalin. It details all the events that had taken place in the primary story in this issue. The news report focuses more on the fact that the shape-shifting Termini robots are spreading out from the Seattle area and are attacking various industrial centers, which it was kind of cool, but I'm like, why are we getting a backup story that's summarizing the primary story in this same issue?
Yeah, just told from a different viewpoint.
If you wanted to do the Media Watch thing, why don't you put this in the Thor annual to tell you, hey, this is what happened in the Iron Man annual?
Right. Or they could have used that to detail greater what they talked about at the end of the main story about the animals emerging. They could have fleshed that out a little bit more.
Or done more background, like, oh yeah, this robotic head was found. It was the former Avenger Jocasta, who last seen during the Evolutionary War. Some the background on some of these characters, or tell us what Sunset Bane's been up to, or something. Something. But it was basically just a blow by blow of what happened in the primary story, and it's just why do we need that?
Yeah,
we can just flip back a couple pages and read it.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, put it in the Thor annual. You put it in the front of the Thor annual, catch us up on what happened in part 2, and then jump into part 3.
Like a summary of events. Yeah. Yeah, and this one could have summarized what happened in the Captain America annual for people who didn't catch that issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish fry gone bad.
Don't eat the fish.
You thought the worst thing you could get at a fish fry was E. coli? No, not anymore. Stay tuned at 6. What new disease is contaminating fish in the Northwest? Tune in at 6 and find out. Don't eat any fish until then.
It's not pink eye, it's red eye.
Oh, nice. Give you the red eye, and all these crazed lunatics will give you the stink eye.
That's right.
And then we get the mobility story, where a crippled man named James Clay leads an activist group of disabled people on a protest against Silverhound Bus. Get it, Silverhound?
Silverhound.
A company that refuses to manufacture buses with access for the disabled. During the protest, Clay chains himself to the steering wheel of one of the buses, but the bus goes out of control, nearly crashing off the side of a bridge. Iron Man arrives and pulls the bus and James to freedom. As a result of the protest, Silverhound announces plans to manufacture buses with wheelchair access. Which they kind of used. Tony Stark had been paralyzed after that gunshot wound for a few months.
For a few months, until he got better.
Got that chip in his back, yeah.
Yeah, I liked this story better than the news roundup one. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Again, it was something original, wasn't? Oh, hey, let me tell you what happened in the very last story you just read.
Yeah. Here's a recap for no reason.
Yeah, it's like I could flip the pages,
Yeah. And I like too that it referenced when Tony was wheelchair bound.
Yes.
Yeah,
we should cover some of that too, because that was another kind of like he had to fight an addiction because he could walk when he wore the armor. So it was
right. He was becoming dependent on something else again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a great story. Those Bob Layton years were some of my favorite when he was doing the artwork. Yeah.
And then we got the awesome origin of Mrs. Arbogast. Iron Man and Whirlwind are fighting in the skies outside Stark Industries. Their fight causes them to crash through the window of Tony Stark's personnel office. A secretarial applicant, this is in the past, named Bambi Arbogast, rushes in and begins organizing all the papers that are strewn around in the fight. She distracts Whirlwind by telling him that there is an important telephone call for him. While Whirlwind's head is turned, Iron Man has the opportunity to knock him out. Arbogast's brave assistant lands her the job as Tony Stark's personal secretary.
I forgot that her name was Bambi. That's
I know.
Yeah.
It's not like she's like some young chippy. She's like an older woman. Yeah, it's so funny.
Bambi Arbogast.
Yes. And then the last story, the Devil's Playground. Mikey Kurlansky is bored and sets out to amuse himself by dressing up as his favorite superhero, Iron Man. He tries to rescue his buddy, Captain America, quote unquote, from an awful broccoli eating experience. But failing that, returns home to find himself attacked by a full cadre of renegade Iron Man armors, which is really nothing more than a bunch of faux Iron Man costumes in his bedroom closet.
Yeah, hanging up. It was so good. Yeah, I love that one too. That's a nice little side story.
You kids don't know our pain, man. Back before all these fancy iPads and PlayStations.
Yeah, we had to create our own costumes from scratch.
Exactly.
Like the kid in this story.
1990, we had to watch TV, read comics, or we had Nintendo.
Right. Yeah, there were some video games, but not nearly as many as there are now.
Had to play that duck hunt and watch that damn dog laugh at us.
And Mario Brothers for hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or pop something in the VHS machine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Make sure you rewind at the end when it's done.
Oh my God. Okay, so kids, stay tuned for We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Loaf and I just did a story. It's the Going Sane story from Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And Batman tracks down the Joker at one point by looking through, all like the computer files of like all these like rental, movie rental places.
Movie
and
rentals.
Like, boy, that doesn't date this or nothing.
Oh, he took a movie out of Blockbuster.
It was so funny. He's like, Batman's on the computer, and Lil's like, he gets new Blockbuster security. I'm like, well, maybe it's Hollywood Video.
That's right. Yeah, Blockbuster's got some good firewalls.
Yeah. Here's some notes. Yeah, the events of this take place prior to Iron Man 258. Jocasta only appears as a disembodied head in this issue.
Yeah, I love that they found just her head in the ocean. That was so funny. So bizarre.
Oh, God. Okay, ready for a retcon, kids? Peter Spaulding dies in this issue. He inexplicably turns up alive in X-51's number 6 years later. It will be revealed in Marvel Comics 1001 that the Peter Spaulding killed in this comic was an imposter of whose existence the real Peter Spaulding wasn't even aware.
What?
They wanted him alive again, so they're like, oh, yeah, I was an imposter.
Yeah, he didn't die.
Where'd he come from? Mind your business.
He was an LMD.
Yes.
He was an LMD. He was a space phantom. He worked for the Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's what they should have did.
It was a space phantom.
Oh, in this issue, along with some of the others in their crossover coming up, many times Machine Man is erroneously referred to as X-15 rather than his real designation, X-51. So people were swapping their numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, and Iron Man.
A little dyslexic.
Yeah. Oh, and Tony did mention that he met Machine Man first in Iron Man 168 when he was drunk as a skunk. That was the issue before he hands Rhodey that armor that, in that class.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was the one before that. Okay.
Yeah, it was 169.
Cool.
You're welcome, Wilf. Yeah, where he tells Rhodey, he's like, you be Iron Man then.
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
And which he was until issue 200, yes.
That was also a great run of Iron Man. We should cover that as well at some point in the future.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Machine Man first fought Madam Menace in Machine Man number 17.
Okay. I gotta go back and read that Machine Man stuff.
Yeah, I only read like maybe a few of those. Most to read some of that. The origin of Mrs. Arbogast takes place prior to her first appearance in Iron Man 118. So, Oh my God, the kid made it. This isn't the kid's first appearance. Mike Kurlansky first appeared in Iron Man 178.
Oh, really?
That's what it says.
Oh, that's so funny.
Uh,
I wonder if he appeared again after this one.
Oh, it was it was during that time Rhodey was Iron Man. It was issue 178 during Assistant Editors Month.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So is there a kid in there? I can't remember, but yeah, that must be Mike again. So
Oh, that's so funny. I love that.
I mean, it works. It's like if you know who he is, yeah, good. But if you don't, yeah, that really doesn't affect the story at all.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice little standalone story by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get to the Thor Annual?
Yeah, that one doesn't have a synopsis.
No, and kids, good luck finding it unless you find it in a back issue bin, because it's not on Marvel Unlimited, which usually means it's not available digitally, which I don't know why, because every other
this is the only one.
Yeah, parts 1, 2, 4, and 5 are on there, but the middle part is absent for some reason.
It's so strange. I have no clue why they didn't add that on there.
So here, I'll do the credits and then we'll talk about that. But I love right big on that cover, man. They don't even bury the lead. It's like the return of the original Terminus.
Yeah. In deep space.
Come on, hold on. I gotta find the where's the link for the Thor? I guess I was gonna say at least do they creator credits. So here we go. Part 3, Thor Annual number 15. Again, September 1990. So that must be all these annuals. The Terminus Factor, Part 3. Can Terminus be far behind? Roy and Dan Thomas are back. Penciler Herb Trimpe, to among other things, drew a Hulk issue or 2 in his day.
A handful, maybe. Yeah.
Inker Mark McKenna, colorist Christy Sheely, letterer Gene Simic, and editor Ralph Macchio. And there's like different creators for like the Media Watch backup and stuff, but I'm like, I don't see any name that stands out to me as like being problematic. So I'm like, why wouldn't you? Why on the app? It just boggles me, because like even like those Wonder Man issues, I mean they at least have 7, 8, and 9 on the Marvel Unlimited app, part of Operation Galactic Storm. So
yeah, it's so strange. I really don't get it.
Unless it's just an oversight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I had to read this through other means, kids.
Yeah, we had to sail the high seas to read this one. I've got my floppy copy out, but
the only thing I do like about this site I found it on is like they like I think they pretty much scan it in, but they'll even put like the original ads in here too and stuff.
the back covers and all that.
Yeah. But this is so funny. It opens up with this story where you just see Thor and Hercules swooping in. They're both holding on to that hammer.
Yeah. Imagine having your masculinity so fragile that you couldn't bear to either be carried by or carry somebody else. You have to both hold on to Mjolnir at the same time. You can't let Thor carry you, and you can't carry Hercules. Like that would diminish your masculinity if you were carried or carrying someone. It was so funny.
Yeah, come on, Marvel. We could have given a young Justin a thrill and had Hercules back or something. Come on.
Yeah, holding on to him, with that arm around his shoulder at the very least. Come on. Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown. That's okay. They gave me enough eye candy back then with Namor, so that John Byrne Namor series had just started, so I was very happy.
Oh yeah, and what year was Evolutionary War? That was 88, right?
88, yeah.
Yeah. So 2 years later, and I mean, I know he gets brought back in like an issue with Thor, but it's like Hercules is back, kids. Remember?
Yeah, he was gone at the very last part of that, and he's returning in this, and he's back for the next part after this too.
It's so funny seeing like Hercules with the West Coast Adventures.
That was funny.
This man's worried about his manhood, but look at them sandals he's wearing.
Yeah, Yeah.
Is this your favorite Hercules costume, Justin? I believe it has to be.
I do like this one. Yeah. I do like this one. I did not like it when he shaved his beard off and grew his hair out and started, like, he lost the Olympian,
Yeah.
like, affectation to his speech. Like, I wasn't a fan of that stuff. But
The 90s, man, people were either like growing hair or losing it, you know?
yeah, it was so weird. But yeah, this to me is like the classic Hercules look, definitely.
Hell, by the time we get to those issues, like that time, like right before like Heroes Reborn, it's like basically Hercules covers up and Thor starts going bare chested.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, they show them swooping in the San Francisco because we see in a flashback, I guess Tony called Thor up to basically tell him everything that's happened in part 1 and part 2 and to try to stop these Termini while he helps repair Machine Man.
Mm. And Thor takes off and leaves Hercules to do his thing. And at that moment, the Termini animals attack this plant, this power plant.
Yeah, just looking for raw materials to eat and stuff.
Yeah, they start killing all the workers in there.
Okay, I'm sorry. We do get editor's notes here because, yeah, Hercules mentions he fought a version of Terminus in Avengers 257, and we get the Quasar 7 reference. Yeah.
Yes, here we go. Quasar number 7. Yeah.
So saith Quasar, who lately propelled the true Terminus into the depths of space.
Yeah. And he tells Hercules that they can be defeated by extreme heat.
Yes. Although, I don't know, are you sure? Because the first time cold worked on them, and then it didn't work the second time. So
it's almost like they're evolving.
I love how like, Hercules is signing autographs for those cops, and then like they get the call about the plant, and he's like, well, you can either drive me there, or I'm just gonna take your car. And I've never driven a car before, so they're just like, okay, get it.
He's hanging out in the back seat. It's so funny.
But it's funny. I could just take your car, but I've never driven before. But yeah, the animals start. They get into the radioactive fuel.
They start bathing in it and lapping it up, and as they do, they start changing and metamorphosing into these large monsters, basically.
Yeah, basically, they're basically like the size of humans, maybe a little bigger at this point.
Mini Terminus, mini Termini.
So yeah, that's when Hercules comes in, and yeah, because the guards' guns are having no effect, so Hercules is trying to knock him around. Then we see Thor in space, basically trying to track down the original Terminus, which he does.
Yeah, and he finds him just floating out in space.
Because he can't propel himself because Quasar broke that lance of his that he used to propel himself.
Yeah, that had to be awful, just kind of floating around in deep space and nothing you could do about it.
He's going to destroy the Earth. Come on. But yeah, it was because Quasar destroyed that lance. I've read that issue over and over. Yeah, no, he grabs he tried the quantum jump with the lance and he only got like half of it. So I think he threw like the top half on Saturn or something. Yeah. Once again, a Mark Grunwald issue. So
yeah, that's a good one too. I've got that one.
I have all the Quasar issues.
Yeah, that's a great series.
Oh yeah,
that's one of your favorites, right?
Oh, I did a podcast on it. What do you think?
Well, I mean, as far as like top 10.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. How I wrote a blog on that. How much I love that. Oh yeah, then Terminus telling Thor, "Worm of Earth, do not come near."
And he comes near, all right. He punches a hole right through Terminus's chest, and then is assailed by this. As he's inside Terminus's body, he's assailed by these psychic visions.
And I love how he calls it out, even where it's like, "Yeah, this isn't the first time I've gone inside a giant creature."
Yeah, he was a couple of years prior to this. He was inside of a celestial for a while.
Yeah, and then I think he mentions like the previous year's Thor Annual. He did something.
Yeah, but
Oh, the Demiurge.
Oh, Atlantis attacks.
Yeah. So this is like at least his third time.
Yeah. And we
But
get a little
then
bit of an origin story here for Terminus.
Terminus reaches out with his mind, so Thor's able to like kind of see his origin. Basically, this evil alien race basically creates these microbes and shoots them into space before they're destroyed by the Celestials.
And they want their creation to essentially be a tool of revenge of theirs from beyond the grave, and go out and despoil and destroy all of the creations of the Celestials as payback for their own destruction.
Which basically, we didn't know this before, because the first time we see him, as we see in the flashback, is in Fantastic Four when Reed Richards slaps a device on him that makes him sink into the earth.
Yep.
Then of course as he starts making his way up, he gets to the laboratory of Joro, weapons maker of the Deviants.
And made a copy of his armor.
No, he's replicating and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing where all these Termini are coming from.
That one panel was funny where he's really climbing up through the crevice in the earth.
I know. I love the one in Joro's lab where Terminus is just like peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are you doing over there?
I mean, if you look at the Quasar issue and probably other issues, I mean, in the Quasar issue, I mean, he was like, he first appears like in the ocean. I mean, he could literally hold like an ocean liner in like one hand if he wanted. I was just like, it's just so funny to see him peeking around the corner.
What are you doing over there, Joro?
But yeah, he replicated himself, made these microbes. So even if Earth superhumans beat him, he could still win.
He could recreate himself.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
So then these the Terminus's inner defenses are attacking Thor, and they expel him but keep his hammer.
And then he gets the lance back.
Yeah, at least part of it. Yeah, and then he tells Thor, I'm gonna leave you to drift in space.
See how you like it.
Exactly. Got your weapon.
Yeah.
Then we see Hercules back on Earth getting overwhelmed by these Terminus creations.
Yeah, they're putting the boots to Hercules back on Earth. Poor guy.
But then they combined into a giant themselves. This one with a tail. Just as OG Terminus returns and two giants meet.
Yeah. What a great cliffhanger ending that was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, two of them squaring off. Yeah, and then we get another media watch thing after that.
Yeah, where they basically...
recapping everything. Yeah. So silly.
And then we get the return of the Thermal Man, another backup by Randall Friends.
I really liked this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was really good.
I'm not familiar with Gary Hartle, who's the penciler, but I did like the art in this too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he was very good.
Because sometimes the art in some of the backups aren't as good as the main story. I mean, I would have had no problem if this art was for the main story.
Me too. Yeah. It was very good.
Oh, I think I remember the Thermal Man because during summer of '69, Charlie and I covered some Thor issues, and I believe it was '69 where Thor basically just like, basically freezes the Thermal Man and sends him to the Arctic. It's like, oh, that's we'll never see him again. I'm thinking, why don't you ask Steve Rogers if that's permanent?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember if that was a Stan one or not, but I just remember where it was just like, well, I think that's just the writer saying, if I want to use him again, he's around, I can use him.
Yeah.
But no, this is like a pretty long one because it's not like a 6 or 8 page.
I think it's almost the same length as the main story.
I was gonna say it takes up pretty much the second half of the issue.
I really enjoyed it though, and it was some great action in here, great battle, great artwork, and I love the conclusion where their solution to the problem is to teleport the thermal man over to Jotunheim, so that he can fight the frost giants for the rest of eternity if he wants to.
Because the Asgardian's like, come back, you know, the frost giants are about to invade, and he's like, no, well, the thermal man's about to, you know, wreck havoc. I can't leave. So yeah, Thor transports him, kills 2 birds with 1 stone, and transports
I love that.
Yeah
It's so good.
But yeah, except for that media watch, that were the only stories in this one. Yeah, the main story, the media watch, and then this took up the rest of the issue. So
yeah, there were a couple of pinups too, and there was a great one of Loki by the amazing Charles Vess, who I love dearly, and that pinup is amazing. Yeah, but yeah, weird why this isn't on the app. It's strange. It's missing.
Yeah, it's like I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, there's nothing problematic.
Yeah, it's weird.
But good for Randall Friends, man. I mean, were they just like, yeah, we need to kill some, we need to kill some pages in this issue? And they're like, if you want to do, I hope they were just like, yeah, you want to do a long ass backup story, do it.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. And he did 2 great ones. He did the Captain America one and this one. They were both excellent. Yeah, excellent.
All right, so there's your cliffhanger, kids. 2 Terminuses for the price of 1.
Yes. Next time you get to see what happens when they meet.
We're bringing teams of Avengers.
Yeah, we're ramping up to an explosive finish to the Terminus Factor. Yes.
All right. So yeah, let's cut it there. Yes, kids. Part 2. If you're listening on the podcast, part 2 next week. If you're on YouTube, you can be able to find it in a few minutes here. So yeah, send us. You won't have time to send us your thoughts on part 2, but again, if you want to send your thoughts on the whole Terminus Factor, we'll read them on an upcoming episode. So
absolutely, yeah. Or any of the other stuff we've covered in the previous week. Send in your thoughts, and we'll share it.
Or like I said, so requests. Send us your requests. We're gonna squeeze them in. And remember, stay tuned for September, because when Lil's on vacation, you're not going to get much Spider Cast, so you're going to be getting double the Marvel Tales.
That's right.
For at least 3 weeks extra. In September, so yeah,
we've got some extra Marvel Tales for you. We've got some good stuff coming up too.
Yes. Well, next week, yes, that's going to be part 1. Yes, we're going to be part 1 of the 2-part crossover with Gamma Charge.
That's right.
As we do Life Form. So yes, so we'll be doing the Punisher and Daredevil annuals out of that, and then we'll jump to Russell will be here for that, and then we'll jump to Gamma Charge, and I'll be on there with the boys, and we'll cover the Hulk and Silver Surfer annuals.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to hear Russell's thoughts on Life Form. I think he's going to love it.
Oh, he never read it before.
Yeah, it's going to be his first time reading it, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to get his thoughts on something other than Hulk too, like the Punisher and
yeah. Well, plus it's kind of like a horror. It's like a sci-fi horror thing, and I know he loves that. So I think he's really going to enjoy it. I hope he does anyway.
Oh yeah. And then the episode after that, we kind of switched up a little, but you're still going to get the same episodes, kids. Yeah. And then the week after that, Justin and I will be back to do Assault on Armor City from Dark Hawk Annual 1, Avengers West Coast Annual 7, and Iron Man Annual 13. So
yeah, that's going to be a good one. Yeah,
that one's pretty much a West Coast Avengers crossover,
basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the last episode of this month, yes, you will get another crossover with Gamma Charge. This one, the Return of the Defenders.
Yes.
But the Hulk Annual comes early that time, so you'll have to check out Gamma Charge for part 1 of that, and then join us back here for part 2. So,
yeah, doing 2 crossovers with Gamma Charge. I'm so excited. I love it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then, like I said, yeah, in September you're going to be getting at least 3 of the weeks. Yeah, you're going to be getting double the Marvel Tales. X-Men, Excalibur. You're going to get a week of 2 episodes of Silver Sable.
Yes, and I'm so hoping we can get Ray in on that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I hope we can manage that, because I would love to talk with him about
So for those of you who will be jonesing for some Ultimate Spider Cast, we're at least going to give you like 2 episodes of Silver Sable in 1 week, kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to be doing early West Coast Avengers the week after that. Yeah, West Coast
very early stuff.
Yeah,
so good.
And then, of course, yes, you only get 1 episode of Marvel Tales at the last week of September, and that'll be Eric Masterson Thor, the beginning of Eric Masterson, yes, by Ron Friends and Tom DeFalco.
Tom DeFalco, another personal favorite era of mine.
Heck yeah. Oh, I love that era.
Me too. So good.
All right. So, yeah, good stuff is coming, kids.
Yeah. Send in your thoughts on all of it, and we'll read it.
It's always good. So yeah, send us all your thoughts, or like we said, even the stuff we've already covered. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Please subscribe. Let's get a party going there. And of course, you get bang for your buck because Lilith Hellfire is she's already done 3 of the 4 Heroes Reborn series.
Yes, and as a member of the Patreon Elite, I can say with all assurity that it's worth the price of admission alone just to hear the episode in which Lilith had to talk about the Rob Liefeld Captain America.
Yeah.
That, oh my God, I was almost on the floor listening to that. I was laughing so hard. Especially when she was talking about some of the titles of the issues.
Yes.
Towards the end. I won't say any more because I don't want to spoil it, but it was so much fun. Yeah, so definitely become a member and you can listen to all of that.
Or what Shield was using LMDs to collect. Anyway. Yeah, kids. I mean, we're fully uncensored on Patreon, so yeah, you would use that. Yeah. All right, so yeah, find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. I know it's a long address, but it is in the show notes, so don't have to memorize nothing. All right, Justin, busiest man, becoming the busiest man in podcasting. He's here every week. I mean, September is going to be here twice a week. Hell, we're going to be doing a Wondercast. I mean, yeah. Justin's gonna be pulling a lot in September. And then over on Sidekicks, he's on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast once a month, but in September he'll be there every week.
Yes.
And now twice a month, he'll also be on Sidekicks, joining me and Tyler doing Electric Mullet Superman podcast, where we're gonna go in order from John Byrne's Man of Steel. So
I'm so excited for that. Yeah,
that's episode 1, kids. John Byrne's Man of Steel. Not that Bendis crap. The John Byrne.
Yes. Yeah. No, we're going back to the classics here.
No, we're gonna go in order. So yeah, catch that on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Yeah. All right. And if that is not enough Justin for you, Justin, where else can they get more Justin?
Yeah. In addition to those 3 shows, you can also find me on the aforementioned Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where we talk about the Hulk twice a month. And that also has a Patreon page, so do check that out, where we have bonus episodes once a month. But also, we talk once a month with our good pal Ray on Predator and Prey, a Yocha podcast, which is dedicated to everything to do with Fox's Predator in comics, movies, action figures, video games, and more. And Russell and I have another show that we're working on. We're actually reviving an old show that we did a year or 2 ago. But we haven't actually recorded that yet, so I'm gonna wait to say more about that after we've actually got it ready to go.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm excited about that because it's a character that we both love very dearly. Just keep tuned to this space for more details about that news. Yeah, scream at. And the Lost Library of Legends is coming in a couple of weeks. It's almost done. I had to get somebody to do some artwork for me.
Oh, nice.
And that was the last little detail I needed to finish. Yeah.
Oh, when Lilith and I were recording Salty and Petty with Noel last night, he said his favorite Justin drops are when you imitate Lilith.
Oh, I love those too.
So salty. Superior puss.
tapping my way downtown. Giant sized man thing.
That was from the contest that you had last year.
Yes.
Who can do the best little imitations?
Lil said that giant sized man thing is good, hail. But she said you got to add the oh boy at the end.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh boy. Like she,
Oh, boy.
Giant sized man thing.
Oh, boy.
nice.
That's what I always wanted in a man.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, next episode, part 2. We'll wrap up this Terminus thing. And then in 2 weeks, our first crossover with Gamma Charge. Our own little annual crossover event.
Yeah. I love it. Summer crossover.
We should try at least once a year to do something that the whole crosses over in.
Definitely. We can do that next year with the Subterranean Wars.
Yes.
And that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.